Wow, we got everyone here today. It's just like
Yep.
no football at all today. But what is up, guys? Welcome to the NFL Sunday Morning Show. I'm here with my guys Nikki Stees, James from Steelers by the Lake podcast. We got Big C from Finn Posse podcast, and we got Football Talk with Bo, who's going to the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Yeah, well, I'm not going to be there.
I know. I'm just saying your team is going to the Super Bowl. I gotta ask you, Bo, how's it feel?
I mean, good, right? Like,
Yeah, right, right.
no,
Because
it's great to see the team get back in there. It's been a little while, so yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm happy for you. I'm happy for you. Hopefully, you against the Patriots a rematch. So,
yeah,
Yes,
this time's going to be different.
yeah, I have a feeling it's gonna be
agreed.
really
I mean,
different.
probably you hope that you don't have as many injuries as that Seahawks team had, especially during the game. Yeah, everybody always talks about the Marshawn Lynch. We didn't run it and all of that. Everybody forgets that Richard Sherman had a massive shoulder injury. He was trying to tackle people with one arm. Jeremy Lane breaks his arm in half. Uh, you know, a couple of our defensive linemen get hurt in that game. I mean, the Seahawks were up big until
Yeah.
the second half when we ended up losing a bunch of guys on defense that helped them get back into the game. And then there's that questionable call at the end that went the way it went.
Yeah. So let's just get started. We're talking about the games from the conference championships because we weren't here last week. I wasn't feeling well. So let's just talk about the first game, which I thought was not the best game out of the two, the Patriots and the Broncos. So James, give me your thoughts on that one.
It was one of those things that I felt like had the Broncos had Bo Nix, this is a completely different game, and we've got a different Super Bowl matchup.
Correct.
It seemed like it was just way too big of a stage for Jared Stidham. And it would be that case for most backup quarterbacks in the NFL. So I don't really hold it against him. If you put 30 other backup QBs out there, they're probably all also going to look like that. In the end, you got to give credit to Mike Vrabel. I feel like each week he comes up with a good defensive game plan, no matter who he's going against. He understands what he's got to do to take advantage of the weaknesses of the other team and exploit them. So, not completely surprised that the Patriots are back in there. But I felt like in that game, maybe it was a little bit more coaching prowess than it was players playing good football because the game was a little sloppy.
Yeah. Big C, what about you, man?
Yeah, the Patriots Broncos game. I mean, we went into it after the Bo Nix injury thing, and that pretty much the Patriots had a free pass to the Super Bowl. I agree 100% with the statement that if Bo Nix would have been there, it would have been a different game. Drake May didn't play great himself. The best things that Drake May did was with his feet. He ran the ball really well. The weather was bad, and Drake May and Bo Nix, they both can run the ball very well. So if Bo Nix was there, I feel like they would have been able to do the same things and at least match the Patriots in that aspect. And the Patriots, I feel like they had a pretty easy path to the playoffs this season, pretty easy path to the Super Bowl. If you take a look at it, I think they played three teams over 500 and they had a losing record. And then they get to the playoffs and they play the Texans and CJ Stroud just shoots himself in the foot. And then they get to the championship game, no Bo Nix. So I would like to think that the Seattle Seahawks is going to be a eye-opening game for the Patriots. I have no love for the New England Patriots. Congrats to them, but I definitely don't think that they should necessarily deserve to be in the Super Bowl.
All right, Nikki.
And as far as the Jarrett Stidham goes, I'll kind of reiterate what I said on my show. The main problem was he didn't have time to get ready for this high-pressure situation. If Bo Nix's injury would happen late in the season, he may have had more time to get adjusted, and they may have had a better chance, like with Nick Foles or Jeff Hospital or Tom Brady. We took over early in the season, but in this case, going in the championship game with no in-game experience to get used to it, and the weather just being the absurd storm, especially in the second half, it was too much. We're against a mostly healthy Patriots team. I mean, they put up a valiant effort, but it just was too much. And for the Patriots, man, yes, they did make the Super Bowl. Congrats to Mike Vrabel for that nice single-season rebuild, but they look vulnerable, even making it to the Super Bowl. They look more vulnerable than their opponents. I mean, they barely beat the Chargers. That was mostly their defense. If CJ Stroud plays better, eliminates the turnovers, it's possible some of those Houston drives could have been touchdowns, which could have changed the outcome. And the offense wasn't that great. But to be fair against Denver, neither team's offense was in those conditions. But the point is, there were vulnerabilities throughout all three games. So it feels like to me like the 85 Patriots-ish to a degree, where when they finally get to the Super Bowl, their vulnerabilities get exposed against the final boss. But I still give the Patriots credit. And Mike Vrabel, to me, he has earned Coach of the Year, because say what you want to say, it's not easy to take a team that had been a dumpster fire for a few years and get them to a Super Bowl, regardless of the asterisks that may be on the road there. I mean, that's impressive. And Drake May looks like he could be a future superstar quarterback. So I got to give Vrabel credit for that turnaround too, because that is impressive. And to be fair, he got some decent weapons. Hunter Henry, even Stephon Diggs, when he actually has his head in the right place, can still be a solid receiver.
Right.
Got a nice duo. Got some solid players on defense, including Milton Williams. So got to give the Patriots props for that steal.
Mm-hmm. All right, Bo?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys said, the path may not have been overly difficult, but you do have to appreciate the fact that they still won those games, right? I mean, you have to beat who's in front of you. But yeah, I mean, it was the easiest schedule in a decade. So, but again, amazing turnaround, Coach of the Year for sure. And people talk about the conditions. Conditions weren't bad until halfway through the third quarter, right?
Mm-hmm.
The first half was fine. And they were missing field goals left and right. There were 5 missed field goals in that game. So that's a different game if they just make some of those.
Mm-hmm.
So, but yeah, I mean, people were talking down on Stidham going into it. You got to remember, though, Stidham was Sean Payton's guy. He liked him more than Russell Wilson. In fact, he went and got him because he didn't believe in Russell Wilson. So if there was ever a guy that was going to get Stidham ready, it was Sean Payton. And, I mean, it's not like he looked notably worse than May did. Both offenses were awful. So
pretty much.
And then the snow came in, and obviously nothing really happened after that, but at least it became more entertaining, right? Because snow games are always fun. But yeah, I mean, I looked at the other championship game that of course we're going to talk about in a minute. That was kind of the Super Bowl. I thought whoever was going to win the NFC side is going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, pretty much. But you guys were talking about the schedule for the Patriots and how easy it was. So this is actually the schedule. This is their schedule for this season. Just look at this. How do you lose to the Raiders, then Dolphins, and then just go on like what? Is that like a 10-game win streak right there? 1, 2, 3,
want to know
4,
what's even more fun about this list?
8, 9, 10. Yep, exactly 10.
So
what?
Scroll up to the top.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. Oh, where number 1 is at the top of the screen.
What do you?
No, week 1 at the top. That way we can see the most amount of weeks.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yep.
Yeah. So, week 1, coach is fired. Week 2, coach is fired. Week 3, coach is fired. Carolina, second year. Buffalo, coach fired. New Orleans, first year. Sorry. Tennessee fired. Cleveland fired. Atlanta fired. Like, I mean, there's almost nobody that they played that still has a coach.
Yeah, and then Tampa Bay started going on
a bit questionable why they're keeping Todd Bowles.
I mean, that
so
one's
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati certainly is. Like, they should have fired their coach, but they didn't. Todd Bowles makes sense. Like they had half of their offensive roster get hurt. Like I don't know how much you can hate on the guy. They were still in the conversation, but everybody else has been fired, or they're a first or second year with the team. So I mean, like that's crazy.
It really is. Yeah,
scrolling, it doesn't change. Like everybody else got fired too.
I know. Yeah, it's just crazy how teams just like. Yeah, you got Buffalo, Baltimore. Yep, coaches got fired. So it's just like, but you gotta give them credit where the credit's due. They played the team in front of them. Now they're in the Super Bowl. Say what it is. But now let's talk about the NFC Championship game. Seahawks defeating the Rams. I'm gonna kick it off with Big C here.
You know, I actually like the Rams going into this game. I was kind of cheering for Stafford. You know, they get back to another one. But you gotta give credit to Sam Darnold. I keep waiting for him to turn back into a pumpkin. He's yet to do it this season. Hopefully, he doesn't do it in the Super Bowl. But the Rams absolutely deserve to be there. One of the better teams in this league this year. Maybe the most consistent team in the NFL this year. And they absolutely deserve to be there. Well-deserved win. You know, the Rams looked great at times, but they'd go through stints where they would just go cold. And, you know, you can't do that against a team like Seattle.
Right.
But it was a shootout, you know, coming down to
definitely was. It definitely was. I could not get my eyes off of that screen. Let's go with James here.
Yeah, what a fun game, you know, back and forth the whole way, tons of points. You have to feel like if you're a team in the NFC that considers yourself a contender, you better get some good corners because this Seahawks team can really pass the football. In trying to cover Jackson Smith and Jigma, man, he went from being somebody that everybody considered a very good receiver to an elite top 5 guy in one season. And just an incredible season for him this year. And he really showed it in this game. You know, he was uncoverable. They could not handle him at all. So that's something I think the Rams got to address for next year if they want to get back into this, is go get some corners to try and cover these receivers because they didn't have it. You know, the only DB they had that could cover anybody was Quentin Lake, and he's a safety that's not exactly a cover guy. So you got to give your hats off to the Seahawks. It's just a well-rounded team, man. A tough defense, a potent offense. Those running backs, both of them, seem to be able to take it to the house at any point in time. So what do you attack if you're the Patriots? This is going to be the toughest test that Vrabel's had yet, is trying to figure out how to shut down this offense, because the Seahawks are a fun team to watch, man. And I'll be pulling for them next Sunday, no doubt about that.
All right. Bo?
Yeah, well, and I mean, even if you do somehow shut JSN down, you still have Cooper Kupp, who's a great possession receiver. And then you have Shaheed, who is he's as fast as anybody in the league. So you can't leave him alone either. I mean, that first strike from Seattle in the championship game was to Shaheed for 54 yards. Now, the fact that they didn't use him again was bizarre, but I mean, they're just like, okay, you had a second, go ahead and hit the bench. Like it was very weird that they really didn't use him again until the second half. But Sam, the schedule matters or doesn't? It matters. That's why we said you have to beat who's in front of you. But at the same time, we can appreciate the fact that nobody they win against is still coaching. 10 openings, all of them on their schedule. But that game was fantastic. Like it was. I had Seattle in it just because it was a home game, but the way they played each other all year, I mean, 2 games were decided by 1 point and 1 yard. Like that's about as evenly matched as you can possibly get. Both teams go into it, 13 win, or one of them was 13 wins, the other was 14. So, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better championship game.
You cannot. Nikki?
Hey, as far as good games go, looking at it from the neutral perspective, this was an excellent conference championship game from both teams. And ultimately, hey, starting off with Sam Darnold, he showed up when it mattered most and played his best game in the most important time. So I'll give him props on that. He helped lead him to the Super Bowl, played a phenomenal game. No turnovers, 3 touchdowns. And there's plenty of players you could point to. Rashid Shaheed, who pretty much set the tone, the 49ers and Rams game with the kick return, then the long bomb to help set up the touchdown, the opening drive. So that's a nice kind of like a role player receiver, for lack of a better term. And the defense, too. That Witherspoon heroics on that final Rams drive where they were going for the game-winning touchdown goes to show that even in high-scoring games, having the right players on defense could still make the difference in terms of wins and losses. So, yeah, the final score may not indicate much of the defense, but that one particular play goes to show, even in shootouts, the right players can still make plays at the right time on defense, too. And
so it's funny that you mentioned that, because the thing that on defense really changed that game, because Seattle was up by 10, and they get a stop, but Woolen decides he needs to taunt and gets a 15-yarder personal foul. And then the next play, he also gets burned for a touchdown. So if they actually just get the punt there, if they go down and put any points on the board, this starts to look like it could become a blowout. Instead, you have one player absolutely barbecue an entire drive and give up points. Seattle fans, we were worried that just lost us the game. Like, you can't just gift Stafford in that offense points. And that's exactly what they did right there. So it was, I guess if there's any saving grace, you know what he's not going to do this week is anything like that.
Right. Right.
That was a crazy third. That was a crazy third quarter. I know I placed a halftime bet for $3,000 on FanDuel and I got everything else right. Everything else except the team wouldn't go over 52.5 points. And it was what was it? 20 the
it was 17 at half.
13-17. So I was feeling all right. I was like, all right, they'll slow down a little bit, longer drives the second half. I turn away, like 8 minutes go by, and then it's 32-20. I'm like, what happened? You know what I mean? Like, cost me $3,000. I was like, damn.
Yeah. Now I had the over going into that because they put up points on each other the last visit also. The first time they met, it was a defensive struggle, but that second time they were putting up points. And when I was looking at it, I was like, now I think this is going to be another shootout. So I actually took the over on that.
Do you think Tariq Woolen spent too much time with DK Metcalf, and that's what happened on that one?
For real, though. Yeah, that was honestly the conversations. They're like, what are we doing?
Yeah. All right, let's get into a big topic in the NFL Hall of Fame and how Bill Belichick did not get into the Hall of Fame first ballot. So I want to start off. I'm going to start off with Bo on this one. We're going to go around. How do you feel about?
That is the most ridiculous thing. Like, if you cut his career in half, right?
Yeah.
Because he had 2 dynasties, right? He had that little bit of lull in between. If you take 3 rings, the first half of his career, that's a Hall of Fame career. If you take the three rings in the second half, that's a Hall of Fame career. Like, he's second all time in wins. He has 8 rings, 2 as an assistant, 6 as a head coach. Like, I don't know if there was ever more of a first ballot Hall of Famer than this. So this is telling you more about the voting people than it does about Bill Belichick. This lets you know that the writers are petty and they're mad that he was a jerk to them a lot. You also have a former Colts GM as one of the voters, right? So he might have had a vested interest in trying to not let him in because he was there during Deflategate. Like, there's so much.
So time out. So you ignore Deflategate and Spygate, and you ignore all those things because I feel like a first time Hall of Fame candidate, first time ballot. That's special. That's special. So if there's any question mark, any question mark whatsoever.
Well, then you have to do the same thing to Brady then.
I mean, I don't disagree
Sounds good.
about that. I don't disagree about that.
You're not gonna do that.
I mean, you're probably not, but that doesn't make two wrongs don't make a right. You know what I mean?
So is it standard practice and you just do it to everybody? Then Brady should be held out too, and there's zero chance.
I agree, but we know that that's not the case. I mean, Bill Belichick is the one that runs the team,
I would say more of this.
You know what I mean?
I would say more of this is because he's such a jerk to the media, and it's media that votes on this. So then you have somebody that's kind of rallying the troops, like, "Hey, let's not let this guy in." And I mean, because there are some of those guys, right? Like, I mean, Shaq didn't get a unanimous MVP because one voter was like, "I'm just not going to let him be a unanimous MVP." There's no reason he shouldn't have been. It's just there was one voter in the group that's like, no.
But that's what I'm saying. There's at least a reason why someone would not vote him first time.
Sure. It's still ridiculous. Think about it this way. Say they vacated those 2 rings.
But how many years did they do it? You can't live with that.
They got caught in the second
caught.
You know what I mean? You can only do something when somebody gets caught, right? You can only do something.
He got caught the second time around too, though, Bo.
No.
It was the second Spygate.
Again, the other one was during the regular season.
At the Hall of Fame, how many people in there are first ballot that did cheat in some way, shape, or form? Probably a lot more than people want to admit.
Probably, but it is about getting caught. And then the Tom Brady thing too. Tom Brady won without Bill Belichick.
Yeah, the other Spygate though was during the regular season in a year they didn't win. So I mean, but at the same time, say you vacate the 2 times that they did get caught, right? He still has 4 rings as a head coach.
He probably cheated at those 2. He's probably spying those seasons.
Now we're just speculating. Of course he did. Of course he did, but he didn't get caught, right?
All right, but that enters doubt into the mind of the voters. So I mean, you can't. You know what I mean? Mark McGuire, Sammy Sosa. Maybe they only juiced up the 1 year that they hit 70 home runs. But
don't forget about Barry Bonds.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? The 1 year they got caught.
1 year his arms were tree trunks.
I mean, Barry Bonds doubled and tripled in size. You know what I mean? But they only got caught the 1 year. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying that any of that's not true. I would bet that there's cheating in just about every ring that's ever been won.
There's some sort of cheating. Look at my Michigan Wolverines. We cheated, we still got a ring.
Yeah,
I mean he's gonna get in, but I feel like that first eligibility should be special for the you know what I mean, and there's reasonable doubt. You know what I mean?
Oh, again, I'm with it. They better do the same thing to everybody that was on those teams.
I mean, everybody don't get treated the same. We know that,
Anyway, James?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I'm going to have a little bias on this as well. But it's because you see so many players talk about, man, everything we ran, they knew exactly what we were going to do. Well, that's what happens when your headsets don't work every time you play in New England. So you have no choice but to use hand signals. And guess what? They know exactly what all your hand signals are. So they know exactly what every play is. Why? Because of Spygate. That's why they knew what your plays were. So it wasn't just cheating. It was like being in a video game and you know exactly what the other guy is playing on every single play. So you just blitz right at that every single time. It takes the competitive nature out of the game because it's so extremely one-sided advantage-wise. So to me, it is a penance that he has to pay because of how many times he got caught cheating. It wasn't a one time. It wasn't a twice. It was at least 3 that we know of. And will Brady have some kind of penance for his too? I doubt it. But like Jack, Belichick's final 4 years without Brady, he was 27 and 39. People were talking about, do the Patriots have to fire Bill Belichick because of how bad this team is? nobody was talking about this. Tom Brady need to be cut from Tampa Bay. He was still winning Super Bowls when he went to Tampa Bay. So, like, there's a big difference to me between those two. And I don't like Brady either. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you he doesn't deserve to go in first ballot because his transgressions to me were lesser than what it was from Belichick. But yeah, it's just it took everybody else in the AFC out for 20 years. You didn't have a chance to compete for that time frame.
I mean, most of that division weren't good during that time anyway.
But I mean, the whole conference, you couldn't.
I mean, the Patriots is a coincidence that they went on this dynasty run with a bunch of mediocre players. I mean, they didn't have great rosters. Even Tom Brady, a 6th-round pick, and he ends up being one of the greatest of all time. You know what I mean? Who knows what his career? There was the year that they went undefeated and they lost to the Giants in the Super Bowl. Their roster was stacked, but for the most part, there was a bunch of unknown guys over there that, you know what I mean? That I don't know, but Tom Brady went and he kisses the babies and he's a likable person. I mean, that's part of it. That's part of it too. You know what I mean? Bill Belichick was never apologetic. He was never, you know what I mean? Still an asshole even after he got caught. So, I mean, he gets, you get what you get. You know what I mean?
Well, and that's the biggest part is he was an asshole. Like that was the biggest part, because honestly, if he was doing the kissing the babies and everything, he probably would have got in.
Yeah.
Right. But because he was such a jerk to the media, and it's the AP vote. Well,
I don't feel bad for him. His 80-year-old body climbing up on top of his supermodel girlfriend, and
I was going to bring that up. Too.
He's all right. He'll be all right.
Yeah. And honestly,
you could have been on the poll. You could have been on the voting poll.
Feel bad for his girlfriend.
Yeah. Imagine the NFL actually had the balls that college football does, and when you get caught cheating, you get a 5-year suspension where you're not allowed to compete for a national championship.
Well,
we're not talking about 6 rings anymore, are we?
Yeah.
The thing that should happen is if you are legitimately caught cheating, you should vacate the ring.
Yeah.
Like, you shouldn't get the champion. Like the Astros banging trash cans probably shouldn't have actually got to keep that ring, right? Not just because they're in the division with Mariners, but
yeah, that's
Reggie Bush giving back the Heisman, and he just because he took money, you know what I mean?
Yeah, because the worst off the field crime by a USC running back. Obviously,
right.
That's sarcasm.
Yeah.
No, I mean, so that's the thing is it's like if they're going to actually penalize cheating, then they need to actually penalize cheating.
Yes. It was always a slap on the wrist.
Right? Like there's nothing that happens from it. So that's what's frustrating about it. I mean, it took Lance Armstrong, right? Like if he would have been cheating in any other way other than doping, he wouldn't have vacated those things.
Well, it's all right. He had cancer.
I mean, throughout sports, it's all like
raised an
we're
incredible
noticing a
amount of
trend throughout
research.
sports.
So,
It's selective punishment. It feels.
But yeah,
like.
I mean, like for whatever reason, sports only cares whether or not you're betting on the sport or you're taking steroids. Outside of that, you can cheat however you want, and they don't really penalize you.
Yeah. You know what's actually funny? We were talking about this on the show Weekend Wake Up yesterday, and that second, Paul George gets caught with PADs, and he's suspended for 25 games. I'm like, you can't time that. You just can't time it. But, Nikki, give me your thoughts on this whole thing with Belichick.
I mean, it's selective outcry. It's just like a lot of sports Hall of Fames. It's based on likability, as you guys indicated. I mean, clearly, a lot of Hall of Fame voters that don't like Belichick, they're going to try to resist and go against the grain for as long as they can. Eventually, they're going to cave and let him in, but they figure, why not try to go against the grain for their personal reasons while they can? That's what it comes across as here. So they gave him the snub the first go around. Pretty much based off likability.
He'll be in next time around. I mean,
let's see that's my issue with the whole conversation here is that we're saying that it's strictly because he was unlikable, and we're assuming that, you know what I mean. We're assuming it's because he was unlikable.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you a great example for exactly this scenario. In baseball, Gary Sheffield, easily a Hall of Fame career.
Yep.
Huge asshole. Not in. Never got the votes because every time he came up, and he just missed his eligibility this last time through, but every time he came up, they're like, yeah, guy sucks. But you look at his stats, like, dude's a Hall of Famer. And they'll probably go in the old committee and like force him in. But your AP votes are like, nah, guy was a jerk to us all the time. Even after baseball, he's a jerk. No. So there's a fair amount of petty in those votes.
But that's different because he wasn't caught cheating.
No,
at least Belichick, you can't just say it's because he's an asshole, because he was caught cheating and there was two massive Spygate, Inflategate. There was two massive situations that showed that Bill Belichick took advantage of other teams around the league, and they won directly because of that.
I'm not.
So we can't. Yeah, but I'm just saying it's being worded that it's because these people dislike him and they're not voting him in. You know what I mean? That's the way it's just being worded. And it's like it's the Spygate and the Inflategate are putting on the back burner. You know what I mean? That's my big thing.
Yeah, I mean, those things exist in the world, obviously. But I would bet that him being a jerk to them carries more weight with this particular voting group because we've seen them be petty this way.
Not to someone that has so many credentials, though. I don't care how much of a jerk you are. If there was no cheating involved whatsoever, I don't think anybody has any way that they can not put him through first time. No matter how much of an asshole you are, that's not good enough. It's good enough when you have this and this over here. You know what I mean?
Well,
but
and
as far as just being an asshole,
it definitely helps that you have a former Colt involved in that, right? Because then be like, he did it to us. So
sounds like at least 10 guys said that.
I'm not. Well, true. I'm not saying that there was no bearing on that. Of course there is. But then you just add the fact that he was a jerk, and everybody else is like, "Yeah, I'm fine with keeping him out."
That's more like it. So would you say that it's what held more bearing, the fact that he was caught in two major scandals, or that he was an asshole?
Probably the second part, but you had somebody that was directly affected by the cheating leading the cry to get him to not be in the first time. So you have a general in the room of, okay, we're not letting this guy in. And then because he was a jerk to everybody, they're like, yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I would say the cheating definitely holds more weight than anything. And then because he was an asshole, everybody's like, yeah, it's cool. You know what I mean?
That's the thing, right? Like, I think he probably still would have got in first time. It would have been questionable, right? But because he was such a jerk, I think that really just pushed it over the top. They're like, yeah, nah, sit down.
Okay, yeah, I'm cool with it being labeled that way. I just wasn't cool with it. Well, because he was a jerk, the cheating was, after, what I mean?
Tio was denied first ballot because he was a jerk. There's nothing that says that he shouldn't have been a first ballot. His stats say it. Everything he ever did on the field says he should have been.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
You know who else didn't get into the Hall of Fame his second time around? Eli Manning.
Probably not the third or fourth time either.
I know. I'm an Eagles fan, so I'm like kind of happy about that. But yeah, do you guys see him getting in at all? No?
He shouldn't.
But again, it's just like
one day, but if he does, it's going to be a while.
He will. He shouldn't. He really should.
That takes away from the Hall of Fame. It takes away. The greatest of the greats should go into the Hall of Fame. He had two good runs. He had two good runs.
Like Eli Manning for the Giants or Matt Hasselbeck for the Seahawks.
Yeah,
so there's that too.
The problem with Eli is he's going to get in because, again, this is a voting thing, right? So his name's going to help him. He wins the 2 rings. He takes down the undefeated Patriots. But if you really look at his career, he's not Hall of Fame worthy, right? Like his stats
are like Jim Plunkett with longevity.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a 500 quarterback. Like even during his time, like generally when you're thinking of a Hall of Famer, they were at least in the conversation of the best in the league during their era, right? He was never that. Half the time he wasn't the best in his division. So, he had 2 great postseason runs. One of them wasn't even like they had a great season going in.
And that 07, that was more the defense in Michael Strahan. I
Both
thought he should have got
years,
MVP of Super Bowl 42 realistically.
Both years were defensive.
That's exactly right. So should he get in? No. Will he? Probably.
Yeah, it's a longevity thing. And in those 2 years, it's not just winning a Super Bowl, it's knocking off the Patriots both times.
Yep.
If it were anybody else and it were an off year where like the Bengals went in or the Browns went in or something, it doesn't hold as much weight. I don't think that he should go in like 3rd or 4th ballot, but I do think Eli's going to get in there eventually, and it has everything to do with those Super Bowl wins.
Well, now he works with the NFL, and he all of a sudden got some personality coming out of nowhere. Because when he played, we all thought that there's no way this guy had a personality. He just had one look on his face all the time, and now he's a comedian. You know what I mean? So like, and his last name's Manning. So I mean, that doesn't.
Yeah, exactly. That's part of the reason he got picked number 1, too. Because at the time, Rivers looked like the more pro-ready quarterback if you take the last name off the jersey.
Yep, pretty much there. All right. Now,
I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, no.
I was going to say.
Because you look at the best QBs
I was going
of
to
that
say.
era, you're not going to tell me that Eli was better than Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Aaron Rodgers, or Ben Roethlisberger even, to name a few.
Yeah. But all right, enough of the Hall of Fame talk. Someone's gonna pop in later, give his opinion on it. But I want to talk about the Seattle Seahawks. But are they really selling their team after the Super Bowl?
So the timeline's probably not accurate, but I mean, them selling the team has been part of the thought anyway. So as soon as Paul Allen passed away, Jody Allen didn't really want to be part of owning teams. Like Paul Allen was the sports guy. And so they're already selling the Trailblazers because they own them also.
Right.
So they're in the middle of that transaction. And so Seattle was speculated to be selling really after the new coaching and, they solidify their GM if they were bringing Schneider back and all that. Right. So timeline wise, this is kind of where it was speculated anyway.
Price just went up.
Price just jumped. Yeah. And I mean, if you were going to sell the team and this was the timeline you were on anyway, why wouldn't you do it now? But nothing actually official out of Seattle saying that that's a thing. So this story isn't being leaked from here.
Okay. I was just like, I saw that and I always wanted to know, is that going to happen? Better late. How much is Seattle worth? Like, what is their net worth?
Between 6 and 8 billion. It's going to be somewhere in there.
Oh my!
We can find that in the couch. This panel could probably own this team.
I'll take it. I'll take any of that. Who knows this?
I got $5.
No. What was that thing?
I said I got $5 on it.
That's right.
Yeah, halftime we're joining a little bit, Nick. Yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to clear that out. It just sounded weird to me. Like, I kind of saw that coming, but anyway, just gotta wait and see on that. So, all right, it gets worse for y'all. Vic Fangio considers retirement. Yeah, he's not retiring, Arco. He's not retiring.
Nice try.
If he actually does, then we're gonna be even worse than what we were this year. I'm just gonna throw that out there, and especially with the offensive coordinator we got with no play calling experience in Sean Mannion. See,
Yep.
I actually got the name right this time.
Yay.
I called him Sean
My
Mary.
whole coaching staff doesn't have experience.
Yeah. Well, you guys just got a new head coach, didn't you? You just got what's his name? Jeff Caffley, right?
Yeah.
Athlete, unfortunately.
So what do you think of that?
Terrible. Terrible. Listen, man, this is the 4th or 5th first time hire by Stephen Ross in a row. we went into a year looking for a head coach when we were the least attractive that we've been in years. We have no quarterback. We have no star wide receiver. We don't have any stars besides Devon Achane. And we all know how the running back position is considered around the NFL. You know what I mean? It's not highly valued. And I just feel like we went into this year and we're way over the salary cap. We just weren't an attractive option. Nobody wanted to come here. So of course we were going to get the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and not to mention all the vacancies that are available. We didn't have an opportunity at a John Harbaugh or a Sean McDermott and then we go and we hire the assistant GM from Green Bay, which what has Green Bay done in the last, 10 plus years? Not to mention Green Bay's been, that they've relied on the quarterback position more than anything the last 30, 40 years. You go from Brett Favre to Aaron Rodgers, now the Jordan Love, and I wouldn't really put Jordan Love in that category, but
exactly.
Other than that, Green Bay is not this Super Bowl contender year in and year out that you should go and be swiping their whole coaching staff. What have they done? You know what I mean? So we get a guy that his only head coaching experience is at Boston College, where he had a losing record. He's only been with the Green Bay Packers for 2 years. After Micah Parsons went down this year, the defense was not great. You know what I mean? I think they had 0 sacks after he went out. Just mind-blowing that you would. I think we should have kept Mike McDaniel one more year, and then went into the next year. We would have had Tua off the salary cap. We would have probably had a top 5 pick. So we were able to get a quarterback, and then we would have been attractive to potential head coach candidates. But this year, we couldn't even get an in-person interview with a John Harbaugh or a Sean McDermott, and we pass up Sean McDermott for Jeff Hafley because he's buddies with the general manager that we hired. You know what I mean? And now our whole coaching staff is assistant Green Bay Packers people. Like, come on, it's just asinine. And then you're in a division with the Bills, Josh Allen, with the Patriots who are headed back to a Super Bowl. It's just crazy that we're sitting here in this just terrible position.
If it makes you feel better, it was more attractive than the Cardinals.
I mean, out of the 10 spots available, it was between the Cardinals and us, 9th and 10th. You know what I mean? Even the Browns got a top tier defense. You know what I mean? It's just the Raiders have the number 1 pick in the draft. The Jets have multiple first round draft picks. We were the least attractive option. We weren't going to, and then Sean McDermott becomes available, and we hire Jeff Hafley the same day. Like, why didn't you say, hold on, let's talk to this guy? Not that Sean McDermott would have came here in the first place, but you didn't even think to hire this guy, or interview him or talk to him. You had your heart set so highly on Jeff Hafley. Why? For what reason? And I think we haven't begun to hit rock bottom yet. We're going to have a top 5 pick next year, and I just don't have faith in these guys to. We had a decent defensive coordinator and Weaver, who was getting head coaching candidates. So we go and hire a defensive head coach. Mike McDaniel is probably the best offensive coordinator prospect that was going to be available. So we fire him. He goes over to the Chargers. I think he's going to do great things with the Chargers, and it's just a hot mess.
Yeah, pretty much. So, halftime, you want to give your thoughts on the whole Belichick thing, like yesterday? Just say the same thing yesterday.
Dude, I'm like,
you got some popcorn
well,
ready.
you
That's
got
great.
me boiling, man. What are you doing? Oh, you got me boiling over here.
I know. I was laughing. I saw your comments.
I mean, what are you doing to me? Are you really serious? Is this what we're telling our kids now? You're allowed to cheat in sports?
You act like people haven't cheated. Like, I would.
He got caught. All right. Everybody don't get caught for doing steroids.
And the people that didn't get caught or got caught after the fact are in the Hall of Fame.
Yes, they are.
Bam.
They're trying to. They put them in a Hall of Fame. They didn't get caught doing it, and then later on they find out they did steroids.
Yeah, but they didn't remove them from the Hall of Fame. You just
They're
can't
not
get
going
in
to.
the top first.
But you just don't put them in the Hall of Fame. You got to cut it off at some point. Are we not cutting it off at one point? Is it okay to cheat?
So
Put Barry Bonds in there.
The
Listen,
league.
Pete Rose, the king, did not cheat in baseball.
Well, he's going in now. You know why he didn't?
Because
before?
he's dead.
Because he's a jerk.
Because he's dead. And now fucking everybody's like, oh, now we'll put him in. But they wouldn't put him in when he was alive.
So that's actually
And
not
that's
entirely
bullshit.
true. They
And
gave
that's
him
bullshit,
they
bro.
gave him
Come on, man.
opportunities. They gave Pete Rose opportunities to try and fix stuff, and he came out and was a jerk on top of it. And they're like, "Hey, you know what? Never mind." And he kept doing it.
He gambled, and it's no big deal to gamble.
It
It
is.
wasn't. He didn't break
It
the
is.
law.
Coming from a guy who halftime gambles. Okay, coming from a guy that gambles.
That's the problem.
I mean, if you're
People
gambling on
think,
baseball
oh,
and you play
you
baseball, I
can't
mean,
gamble in life.
That's the
There's
problem.
casinos you can make bets.
he was
You're
a
allowed to
manager,
gamble
though.
on
You can't.
sports.
I listen. Not if you're a professional manager of a baseball team betting on the baseball
He's
game.
not betting against his team. He's betting for his team. He says,
That's
I'm
bad.
going to kick your ass, and I'll put my money on it. When you
Yeah,
always say, put your money where your mouth is, he did. He just said, I put my money where my mouth is. I said, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to kick your ass. I backed it with my
I
cat.
don't know if we can prove it.
That's what he never bet against his team.
The leagues have set the precedent that if
This
you're
is
doing
how-
steroids,
this is like baby shit. Like, I mean, you tell your kids when they grow up, don't cheat in sports. And now you're saying to your kids now, and I mean, we can go back to the 80s. It was
we're not
don't
teaching
cheat.
you.
Don't cheat in sports. Don't cheat in sports, kids. Don't do steroids. Don't do drugs. Now it's do drugs. It's okay. Do steroids. Do it all.
No,
And you can cheat too. And you still can be rewarded with the Hall of Fame.
the precedent is set that if you gamble or you do steroids, they will keep you out. They have also shown you that if you cheat in any other facet, you can get in, and they don't take your rings away.
No, you cheated too. He cheated. You can't steal people's headsets. He stole Miami's headset. He stole Miami's playbook. He was abused by Miami. He was trying everything they could to do against Miami and stealing shit. And it's like, oh my God, it's okay. I don't get it. Why do you tell your kids? Don't tell your kids to not cheat because it's okay. You can be rewarded with the Hall of Fame if you cheat.
They've set the precedent that they don't take that stuff away from you unless you're doing two things.
They should take it away from him. He should not be in there because he cheated. And there's
Yeah, Blake, we talk
that
about
he was
his
cheating.
21-year-old girlfriend.
Well, then Brady shouldn't be able to get in too.
But are you going to tell me Brady didn't know nothing about it?
That's what I'm saying.
Tell me Brady.
I think we're on the same page
best
there.
quarterback in football that he didn't know nothing. That he turned a blind eye and he knew nothing about what freaking Belichick was doing.
That's what I'm saying. He was part of those cheating. Like, if you're saying that, then none of those guys can get in the Hall.
The problem,
But Tom didn't make the call though.
Tom made the call on the Deflategate. He fucking broke
That's
his
coming
phone.
from a Dolphins fan here.
He broke his
Coming
phone
from a
because he
Dolphins
wanted
fan
real
here.
evidence.
This is hilarious.
I know, right?
This is what I'm talking about. You're telling your kids to eat fucking, hey, you're allowed to cheat. It's okay. You're allowed to cheat. Don't worry about it, everybody. I'm saying you. I mean, I don't get it. Like, do you tell you when you got kids, do you tell your kids it's okay to cheat when they go to play sports?
No, the league is telling you it's okay to cheat.
But you're defending
coaches,
Belichick.
league.
Bro,
The
you're
league.
defending Belichick.
I am
and
not.
He cheated.
What I'm
He-
saying is the league has set a precedent. I don't care if your parents said or if you should or whatever. The league, all of the leagues have set the precedent that there's two ways that you keep yourself out of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
And that's
but this is the problem. He don't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame because he got caught cheating.
Yeah, I agree. Bill Belichick and Tom Brady
Fame
should
for
both not be
gambling.
in the. They should both not be in the Hall of Fame.
If
And take their
you're not
and
allowed
take
in the
their
Hall of
Super
Fame for
Bowls.
gambling,
There you go.
How are you allowed to be in the Hall of Fame for cheating?
Yeah,
No,
take their
I mean,
Super
You're
Bowls.
not
I'm
allowed in
all
the Hall
for
of
it.
Fame for gambling.
Halftime. Hold on for a sec. Realistically, if the leagues wanted to keep people from cheating, they would take the rings away.
Right. They should have
don't.
took the Super Bowls away from them.
That's what I'm
took a
saying.
draft-
Saying,
they
you
took a
know
draft
what?
pick.
We found out you cheated,
Ooh.
and we're taking the trophy away. And then you make data plug with an announcement, everybody would have a heart attack and cry. Well,
No,
who
that's
gives
the
the
thing.
ring? Nobody.
Is you take the Super Bowls away. You take the
James is just sitting there laughing.
if you actually want to do something,
James, this is great.
It is.
if you actually want to do something, take the championships away.
We got
even in
punished because we
baseball,
offered Tom Brady over for dinner.
When what you call it, called cheating in baseball, they
We
should
just
take that away from them.
We just invited Tom Brady and what's the coach over Sean Payton over for dinner, and we got trouble.
Yeah. You guys got.
He wasn't talking football. Just coming over for dinner.
I mean, look what Blade said right here. Take away the Eagles Super Bowl when they banned the tush push.
They didn't ban the good push, though, Blaze.
Now
It
they're
was
gone.
at least legal when they did it.
Yeah.
illegal.
When they did do it,
It's
yeah.
not a rule. You're not allowed to cheat. I don't believe it. Everybody's like, it's okay to cheat. I don't get it.
I just find this funny.
Barry Bonds should not be in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he did have a Hall of Fame career before he started taking steroids, but that just makes him dumb.
No, he was injured. Barry Bonds was injured.
Yeah, he was.
Severely injured. He came
Yeah,
back
he was.
from this injury. He came back
A
from this injury,
bodybuilder.
and he had to do steroids to get his muscles back.
And
Bonds
he,
was
he, grew,
seriously injured. He was.
he
in
grew a whole
steroid
other
mode.
person. That dude came back he looked like Hercules.
With bigger shoe size and a bigger hat too.
He
Yeah.
was known for, he was known,
but
he was
I
a
mean-
skinny little thing, like Ken Griffey
Yeah,
Jr.
do you remember?
When he came back-
Guys, if I can videotape somebody's fucking goddamn playbook and everything, it's okay.
Oh, I know, Nick. I know.
It's all right. If you're saying it's okay to cheat, so don't ban steroids. Don't ban
No, they have, again, they've set the precedent on what cheating is okay. They've shown you over years and years and decades. They've shown you exactly which way you can cheat.
It is just so weird. Like he should be banned. He should be kicked out.
Well, and I'm with you. If they're going to do that, though, they have to ban everybody that was in the room.
Right. Exactly.
Okay.
But I mean, but Tom Brady. You're gonna tell me about Tom Brady didn't know they were cheating? Tom Brady broke his phone saying you're not gonna get my evidence.
He dropped it. It was an accident.
It dropped it.
It was an accident, I swear.
Look his plates. Did the monster mash on the motherfucker.
He
Saying,
was mad. He was mad. That was his
90
favorite
million
phone.
pieces.
That was his favorite phone. He was upset.
Oh, he was upset. He cheated. He had to get rid of it.
He was trying to toss it to Gronk, and Gronk dropped it, and it fell into the river.
The only thing Gronk ever dropped.
Yeah, and Blade, Jim Kelly is a Hall of Famer.
Jim Kelly is a
Please,
Hall of Famer, isn't he?
Yeah. Halftime's not a big Jim Kelly fan.
Jim Kelly is
he
one of the
lost
greatest
four
quarterbacks
straight.
of all time.
He lost 4 straight. The only
Jim Kelly
reason
was a
why
great
he went
quarterback.
fucking a Hall of Fame, the only reason why Jim Kelly went into 4 straight Super Bowls is that defense was so monstrous. It was unreal.
Buffalo's offense was really good too.
That
Listen, I'm a
defense
Dolphins fan.
was
It,
it.
it was, but that offense was sick
Don't ever
too.
knock that defense.
I watched them for years.
Defense was
watched
not
them for
good.
years.
That was defense. That defense just put them on their back and say, "Hey, can you not fuck this up, Kelly, for 5
Big C.
seconds?"
Don't ruin a good story with facts. Come on.
That's what I did. The defense said, "Yo, can you not fuck this up? Get on our back, Kelly. We'll fucking ride you to the Super Bowl."
Now that offense was something special too.
No.
Thurman Thomas,
Andre Ray,
running back.
Thomas. Come on.
This is before my time, so I can't even say.
The K gun was something
Defense said,
special.
"Yo,
It was
just be on
before
the big
time.
backs.
Like,
We're big enough boys, and we'll ride
Go
you
back
right
and
to the
watch
Super
it.
Bowl."
go back and watch
So
it.
you're mad.
Jim
Oh, I went
Kelly's
back and
elected.
watched it.
You're mad that he lost
I watched
4.
all 4 straight Super Bowls that Jim Kelly lost.
So you're mad he lost 4, but you're okay with Marino being in, only making it to 1 ever?
Whoa. God damn it. You
Hey, so
stop it right goddamn now.
Hey, listen, hold
I
on.
think both of them should be in there.
Wait.
I'm just
Jim
poking the
Kelly,
bear
ready
at
for
this
this?
point.
Hold on. When Jim Kelly got voted, it was his last time he could be voted in. And they just found out he had cancer. And he's about to pass away.
Dan
What's that
Marino's your
tell you?
favorite quarterback's favorite quarterback.
What's that tell you about Jim Kelly? If he went to 4 straight Super Bowls, he's so great, like you people say.
I love
He's
how
on
he's
the
frozen
last
at
ballot
4.
of Hall of Fame.
Jim
Trying to
Kelly
get
was
in.
a great quarterback. He was. You're tripping.
No,
Yeah.
you're tripping.
So you're mad about 4 games. You forget that he completely destroyed the league the whole way up to those Super Bowls?
He fucking rode that fucking Buffalo's coattail.
You saying Jalen Hurts is a elite too, right?
No.
No, that's not him. That's not him. No, that's not.
just
Richie, that's not him. I'm telling you right
That's,
now. That's not
that's
him.
most Philly. That's most
No.
Philly fans. That's what I'm saying.
No.
Yeah, that's not
no,
him. I'm
no,
telling you right now, it's not him.
No.
Oh, yeah.
No. I get ready to bring in Jalen Hurts tomorrow. I will trade you Jalen Hurts to Miami.
Man, there'd be
We'll find
so
out what
much
he
yelling
is.
on that show.
He'll take Tua.
You too, yeah.
I
He'll
think
take
Tua,
Tua.
we can still do what we have.
I
with
think so
Tua.
too.
We
I
got
think so
Jalen
too.
Hurts.
I think Tua would take them just as far as Jalen Hurts would.
I do. I think so too. Because my defense.
Oh,
My defense. I
Well-
got fucking a great running back, and I got
What
fucking.
we saw by the offense.
All right.
Hey, we got great wide receivers, but everybody wants to get rid of it. AJ Brown for some odd reason.
Yeah. All right. Let's get into. You know what? I want to talk about Mike McCarthy, James, going to the Steelers because I wasn't here last week when it actually did happen. So what is going on over there?
My knee-jerk reaction was the same as almost every Steelers fan, and I hated it.
Yeah.
And then I calmed down and I said, okay, this guy's got a really good resume with quarterbacks. Not necessarily drafting them, but getting the most out of them when he's coaching them. Some of Dak's best years, Mike McCarthy was there as the coach. The bulk of Aaron Rodgers' best years, he was there as the coach. One of Joe Montana's best years in Kansas City, he was the quarterback's coach. So he's got a really good resume with coaching quarterbacks. And that's what Pittsburgh needs the most right now is to identify and develop their next future quarterback. He's brought in 3 assistant coaches that are either former offensive line coaches or will be with Pittsburgh and just giving them different titles. So there's a huge focus on offensive line. And with his background in quarterback and these offensive line coaches, there's reason for optimism, but it's not the splashiest signing in the world. But the thing I try to remind all the Steelers fans is, you're looking for some coaching candidate out there that's got 10 Super Bowl wins and a perfect record. That doesn't exist because those guys don't become available. When you are that elite head coach, you don't become available because your team doesn't let you go. So you got to take somebody that has some strengths in his resume somewhere, and there are some strengths in Mike McCarthy's resume. So if he can build a good enough coaching staff, then it's a good hire. But to me, it's all about within the next 5 years of his deal, can he identify and develop the next quarterback for Pittsburgh? If he does that, it's a great hire.
See, I looked at it as, your fan base is like, fire Tomlin. And they're like, okay, we hired a coach. And they're like, who? McCarthy's like, wait.
You went from a mic to a mic.
Yeah,
You can't even make that up.
with very similar careers too. When you look at their like win-loss record, it's very similar. Both of them with one Super Bowl win. Both of them haven't won a playoff game in 8+ years. Like it's eerie how similar their resumes are.
Oh my God. Big C, what do you think about Mike McCarthy going to the Steelers?
I don't think much of it. I think that they're going to go backwards with this move. Mike Tomlin, they probably needed a change. I just don't think Mike McCarthy is probably the answer to that. Listen, I just think he was a product of Aaron Rodgers when he was in Green Bay, and I think Dak has a lot of talent. The Cowboys know how to throw the football, so Dak's going to put up numbers. I think Mike McCarthy had little to do with any of that, and I just don't think he's going to help the Pittsburgh Steelers find their next quarterback of the future and help him progress unless you get your hands on another Aaron Rodgers type player or a Dak Prescott type player, and they don't just fall off trees. You know what I mean? So I think this is a bad move. I think they're going to go backwards. That playoff streak is. You guys made the playoffs this year?
Yeah.
That streak's a wrap. That streak's going down. That's how
they won a playoff game.
Say they didn't fire Tomlin based on what they have at quarterback, which is nobody, right? The most expensive defense that they're gonna have to do something with. You're gonna lose some people. Obviously, Hayward retires. Even if they didn't fire Tomlin, they were gonna take a step back. Like he was gonna have his first losing season. So, like, if you wanted to preserve that, I could see why he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna get fired after next year anyway. Why ruin a legacy of never losing a season? Because this team, based on the roster construction, looks like they're a 6 or 7 win team next year.
That's what everybody said at the beginning of this last season, too, though.
Well, but nobody wanted to win the division.
How do you know I didn't? I said you guys are going to be in the playoffs. I know there's another guy named AK. I know he didn't.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, there is some Eagles fans out here that
I didn't expect.
You guys were a little bit better than you guys thought you were.
Play football this year.
Huh?
What was that? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear.
I didn't expect that division to just not play football this year. Like that was that was weird.
I was just saying that division's so bad.
Exactly.
Yeah, I thought the Ravens would do something, but they were going up and down throughout the whole season. So that's what I thought. So halftime, what do you think about this hire, Mike McCarthy?
I think Bo's right. I think Tomlin going out, it was just because of he don't want to have ruin his record of always having a winning record, and he bounced out. And when Pittsburgh does not go and have a good record, they can blame it on him, Mike McCarthy. So,
I'm going to stitch that together because it'll be really funny. I'm going to send it to you halftime. I'm going to give my Bill Belichick, and then I'm going to clip in I think Bo's
right. That's rude as hell. James don't look like Mike McCarthy.
Today. I'm going on a Belichick rant and rave today.
Oh, no.
Rant and rave is coming today.
You're going to halftime. You're doing this 3 times in less than 24 hours.
I'm going to do a rant.
And you're saying the same shit. You're saying the same shit 3 times. You're saying the same shit for the last 24 hours 3 times.
Blood is boiling. I don't care if fucking Stephen A. Smith. I don't care who fucking jumped on. I tried anybody today. That is ridiculous what they're doing about Belichick.
Yeah, but you just said Bo was right about that. So
no.
I know. I said he was right about.
That's why I said
joking. I'm joking.
Which caught?
I was joking.
He was right about something. But that's just
no. I'm putting it. I would just stitch it together just to make you mad. Like that. That's the only.
I can imagine the group chat now. He was Bo, and I'm just like, and I'm laughing. So, you know what?
I just think like Mike McCarthy's going to just take the brunt of when Pittsburgh goes down. But you have to look at the division too. The division's bad. Mike McCarthy fucks this up. I don't know how you fuck it up, but if he fucks it up, they got issues.
Dude, it's like
Is he there
he
'cause-
wants Aaron Rodgers back.
Is he only there because of Aaron Rodgers?
Yes,
Didn't
Yeah, I
Aaron
he
Rodgers
said that he wants him back.
That's why
Didn't Aaron
Denver.
Rodgers not like him?
I don't know
When he
about
left, didn't
that.
he have bad blood?
Yes,
I don't remember. Oh, really? I
Yes.
don't remember that.
Yeah.
Okay.
it was the same reason they brought Hackett into Denver. Is they think that those things could help bring him in. Honestly, if Rodgers comes back, the only position that even makes some sense is the Vikings. So
Yeah.
not only could he finish as Brett Favre arc, which would be hilarious, but they have a good defense. They have a lot of weapons. They don't have time for JJ McCarthy to be able to figure stuff out, right? Like they are a team that I wouldn't say with Rodgers is like a Super Bowl contender, right? But I would say that if anything, the Giants have showed us if you can get your head into the playoffs, anything can happen. So, I think he would make them more reliable on offense. So if there was ever a team that he came back one more time to be annoying, it would probably be the Vikings.
Don't write off the Dolphins. We got Hackett and all the Green Bay coaching staff.
He got Green Bay.
That help us win 5 games instead of 3.
All right.
Like,
Let's get into-
why is he riding Brett Favre's coattail? That's unreal. I would like try to get away from him, and he just following right in his lead.
Aaron Rodgers was the better quarterback.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't defraud any charities, so he's probably doing a little better.
All right.
Allegedly,
Let's do some NFL trivia, then we'll wrap this show up. Unless you want halftime to keep ranting about, it will go on for another hour.
Oh no, I gotta save it for my rant rave today.
Yeah,
guys.
so you would say
I
you
wasn't
were
gonna
ranting
do
about
nothing
the same.
today. I was gonna chill and not do no streaming. Got to do a rant and rave.
You're welcome. I'm giving you content. You're welcome. Anyways, who was the youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl?
Dan Marino.
There you go. A quarterback. There you go. All right. Which franchise appeared in the Super Bowl before winning a playoff game in their home stadium? I'll give you a hint. It's in the East Coast.
Jacksonville? No. Panthers.
What's the question?
No.
yeah.
Which franchise
Was one of
appeared
them
in the Super Bowl?
One of them new ones.
Yeah. Which franchise appeared in the Super Bowl before winning a playoff game in the home stadium? It was actually
The Baltimore Ravens.
no. It was the NFC team. NFC. I'm just gonna say it. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It was the Buccaneers. And then, yeah. And then, which Super Bowl winning team finished the regular season ranked outside the top 10 in offense and defense?
Oh, that was the Giants, right?
Giants, yep. It was the Giants. All right. So there you go, guys. That's the NFL Sunday Morning Show. I would like to thank all of you who tuned in to this one. We had halftime rant. He's going to rant more for a couple hours.
Rant, but I had to come in because Bo over here wants to break my fucking butt up my blood pressure. I was just saying, no, it's okay to do everything.
Anytime I can get you stern in the comments is funny.
If any of you guys make me, my blood pressure just goes up. Listen,
Yeah.
I just want to come in here and rant, but I just say, no, I'll stay away.
All right. Bo, what you got coming up, man?
Super Bowl week, so it is nonstop. So
Right.
Just stay tuned to my channel at Football-Talk. There's probably something going on all the time.
Hawk Talk? Hawk Talk?
No, I didn't do that show this season. I just haven't had time for it.
Damn. That was a good one, too. I really like that one.
It'll come back for next year, but yeah, it was just between being in the stadium for sports and everything, I just didn't have time for that show.
Yeah, that's fair. James, what you got?
It's all about coaches right now for us. So we're doing the weekly show. If anything big happens, we'll do emergency shows. Saturday's show is about the East-West Shrine game and all the new assistant coaches. We'll talk Senior Bowl next weekend's show. And then obviously we're full steam ahead into the offseason at that point.
Nice. Big C?
I'm just busy trying to figure out a way that I can hibernate or freeze my brain for the next 4 years or until Jeff Halfley and Stephen Ross sell the team. I don't want to be awake for the next 4 or 5 years and watch this team just go into the toilet. So I'm busy trying to figure that out. If anybody got any, leads on which way to point me in that direction.
All of a sudden, you're out there betting on pickleball.
I'm actually I'm mentally and physically drained from football. I'm depressed. I'm saddened. I may not wake up in the morning.
What about the Miami Heat? You guys might get Giannis.
I'm not a Heat fan.
Oh.
No.
I thought you were Miami. Okay.
No. I'm from New York. I'm from New York, but I'm a Lakers fan. But yeah, I don't care about much anymore. I will salute my tribal chief though.
Yeah. There you go. We gotta get talking.
No wonder he's angry.
All right. Halftime. What are you doing today besides ranting about Bill Belichick for the
That's all I'm doing
300th
today. It's a
time?
big rant about Bill Belichick and how people just let this guy get away with everything. Oh, you gotta let him go, baby him. Fuck.
You know why? So the girlfriend gets to wear the jacket.
They got,
I think that was-
break up.
Did they? Oh.
Yeah,
Who knows?
No, they didn't.
yeah.
Did they?
Yeah, look it up.
Those aren't storylines I follow.
Yeah.
They're not mine either. I love how halftime has to Google it.
Unless
Halftime
you
has to
want
Google it now.
Somebody knows how to Google shit.
Halftime, you know how to Google.
No.
Anyways, all right, guys. So catch you all.
When I need the map, I got a little thing that says map quest.
All right, guys. We'll catch you all next week. Like, share, subscribe. Really appreciate everyone tuning in. And
What are you doing?
halftime.
Nick? What are you
What am I
gonna
doing?
do? Nobody
Nothing.
asked you what you're doing.
I
What are you
actually
doing
no.
today?
Eventually, I'm not doing anything.
What are you doing today, you lazy shit?
I might stream the Lakers and Knicks. Happy?
All right. Well, you ask everybody else what they're going to do today. What are you doing?
I just told you nothing.
The Lakers? Nothing?
I don't know. Maybe. Depends on how I'm feeling. Anyways, guys, we'll catch you all later. Have a good one. Peace.
See?